Welcome back everyone to the Ready or Not lore series, where in today's episode, I figure out what the replay function does. Huh. Well shit, look at that. And we will dive into the Colina Beach mansion. As always, this video will be divided up into two sections. First, we will cover all in-game and developer-confirmed information, and then I'll share my own theories on where the world and story may go in the future.
Move quickly and clear the area.
A home invasion is in progress. We are looking at a potential hostage situation. 911 calls confirm that there are civilians in the property, and we've just received word from a private security company that a panic room alarm has been triggered. What is known is that a group of eco-terrorists have gained access to the luxurious home of a prominent lobbyist in the oil industry. The suspects are all armed, while several groups of civilians are also sheltering within the property. These include the property owner and his wife, who are considered high-level targets. Suspects on site are Tobias Gibson, a career troublemaker. Gibson has been in and out of prison since his teens for a string of offenses that range from being a public nuisance to criminal damages, trespassing, and assault. Gibson has slowly assumed control of the UPF, or the United Planet Front, a group of eco-terrorists who have become more violent and extreme since Gibson took control. Gibson has a long criminal record and numerous spells in incarceration going back to his teenage years. Next, we have Mark Cross, a 42-year-old ex-military man discharged on medical grounds following a car accident while home from tour. A lifelong environmentalist, slowly becoming more extreme with his views and methods, joined the UPF as he was looking for anything that could make use of his skills. He works odd jobs, everything from a mechanic to a delivery driver, but is unable to hold down anything long-term. Civilians on site are Sven Anderson Lincoln, a middle-aged Caucasian male who is a self-made multimillionaire who earned his fortune as an oil industry lobbyist. He is the owner of this mansion. Next, we have Raul Valley, the housekeeper/butler at this mansion. He worked in the hospital industry his entire career, but struck up a friendship with Anderson Lincoln while working at a high-end hotel in Los Sueños. Once the mansion was built, Anderson Lincoln approached him to come work for him. And with that, let's hear the 911 calls in the mission briefing.
911, this call is being recorded. What is your emergency?
Yeah, this is Philip Grendel. I'm the head of security at 155 Playa Vista Lane, Redwood. I need the police.
Thank you, sir. Did you say 155 Playa Vista?
Yeah, 155 Playa Vista Lane. You can't really miss the house.
Okay, and why do you need the police, sir?
A group of armed individuals just forced their way onto the property.
Can you repeat that for me, please, sir?
Yes. A group of 10 armed men just forced their way onto the property. At least one of them has an automatic rifle. They've caused damage to the grounds and have just gained entry into the property.
Is there anybody at home right now?
Yes. My employer and his family are here. There are some other members of staff on site, too. I don't know if they're inside or not. There's some young kids in there, too.
Okay. We will get a unit out to you immediately, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you know if anybody is hurt?
I don't know. I mean, they forced their way past me, and I got lumped in the head. But I'll be fine. I mean, they were firing shots as they approached the house, but I don't think they're shooting at people specifically yet. I don't know who they are or what they want, but they need to be taken care of. My employer will insist that this is dealt with swiftly.
Can you describe any of the suspects?
I don't recognize them. Most of them are wearing street clothes, but the leader looked like he had a flak jacket of some kind. I mean, they're armed with some heavy weapons, they're all wearing masks. They all seem to have some sort of symbol on them. It's painted onto their clothes, but I couldn't get a good look at it.
I understand, sir. The LSPD is en route. Please remain where you are.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be here to meet them.
Thank you, sir. Stay safe. 911, this call's being recorded. What's your emergency?
Policia! The police! Please, send the police!
All right. Could I take your name, ma'am?
Si, I'm Lucia Valle.
Okay, ma'am. Can you tell me what's wrong?
Si, yes. There are men inside the house. Men with guns. They hit my husband.
Okay. You say men with guns have entered your home and hurt your husband?
It's not my home. I work here. My husband too. There are many of us in the house. The men with guns came rushing in. They are shooting things and doing damage. They hit my husband, but let him go. Please, send the policia.
It's going to be all right, ma'am. Did you say these men had guns? Has anybody been shot?
No, they're shooting things. The lights, statues. They are looking for us. I hear them breaking things. Please, we need help.
Please stay calm, ma'am. Can you tell me where you're calling from?
See, it's number 155, Playa Vista Lane in Redwood. It's a big house, very big house.
Thank you, ma'am. I can confirm that the police are en route. Can you get to somewhere safe?
We are hiding in a room together. I don't know if they can find us. They are rounding the others up like dogs on the street, forcing them together. Tell the police to hurry. We have children here too.
How many children are with you?
Not with us, but in the house. They will be scared.
Ma'am, how many children and where are they?
No, get off me!
Ma'am? Ma'am, are you there?
All right, everybody, let's get down to things. We've had a number of calls and reports of a home invasion in progress in Redwood. We're not sure what's happening, but a group of armed individuals have forced their way inside the mansion up on Playa Vista Lane. 155 Playa Vista Lane. You know the place I'm talking about. They have barricaded themselves inside. We're looking at a potential hostage situation here. We've tried to make contact with the house, but all attempts have gone unanswered so far. So far, we've had 2 calls from people at the property, and both callers who reported the incident confirmed some shots have been fired, but not at any of the potential hostages. We've been tasked with going in and quieting this thing down quickly. We've got 2 primary entry points, right through the front door or around back, where there's access through a garage area. This is a big fucking place, and each entry point gives access to different areas. The details are on your tablets. Study them, make a decision, and get this job done. All we know so far is that they forced their way past the security guard at gunpoint. He's conscious and waiting at the perimeter of the property for us. We also know that the homeowners and their kids and several members of staff are present inside the house, which means we've got almost as many civilians as we do suspects. We don't know who these guys are, but we do know they've all got some sort of symbol painted onto their clothing. That should make them identifiable. We also know they are well armed. The security guard said they were all carrying something, a mix of SMGs and rifles. You can bet your asses they'll be carrying more than that. So these guys are serious, and we need to take care of them, fast. Listen, we all know that money talks, and the guy who owns this house is a real heavy hitter if you get my drift. He's got a lot of friends and a lot of very high places, so we can't have any fuck-ups here. We've also just been informed of a silent alarm that has been triggered from a panic room somewhere inside the property. I presume it means someone has found a place to hide. We're working on getting plans for the property, but be vigilant. There's at least 1 panic room hidden away in there, and I don't need any stray bullets giving me a headache. Keep it short and sharp, people. Get the civilians to safety, and take care of the suspects in a manner that's appropriate for their levels of resistance. Patrol is waiting on us. Let's go.
So get out your confetti cannon, boys, because we got a new faction, the United Planet Front. Based on what we learned from the suspects and this little picture here, they are an extremist environmentalist movement that started in Los Sueños. The UPF, upset with Anderson Lincoln and his oily antics, have forced their way into his mansion and are holding him and his entire family hostage. Arriving on scene, we see that the oil industry is actually really profitable. I mean, geez, who would have thought? The mansion is ginormous, over 3 stories, a massive driveway, and not just a pool in the back, but a pool with a bridge. Entering through the front door, we see the UPF guys mean business. They absolutely vandalized this place, destroying the chandelier, painting their symbol all over the place, and being the worst kind of environmentalist by destroying paintings and such. Well, I mean, I guess not the worst because they didn't glue their hands to anything, but it's a close second, very close second. On the first floor, we don't really see much. In the security room, there's a piece of paper that says, due to the hurricane, we will continue to work on a reduced rota for the coming weeks. Also, while you're here, you can change the security cam footage to locate where the Anderson Lincoln family are. Moving up 1 level into Sven's office, we see a dope-ass golf simulator that could probably get me into golf if I had it, as well as a recording that says,
Hi, I'm calling on behalf of Safe Places Limited. We've been alerted that your installation has been activated at 155 Playa Vista Lane, Redwood, and would like to request your panic room security passcode to confirm that there is indeed no danger to you or your family. We have notified the local police headquarters of this alert. They will remain on standby for a further 5 minutes or until we receive your passcode.
Basically, it's the panic room company calling to see if the alert was legitimate or a false alarm. Next to the phone, we see Sven's laptop displaying an email to Governor Armando Sanchez that reads, "Good morning, Governor Sanchez. Thank you for your time the other day. I wanted to write to you to follow up on our conversation. As I'm sure you are aware, since our meeting, Petro United has received a large amount of bad press, dealing Los Sueños a further hit in its already dwindling economy. Morale around the city is lost. With preliminaries coming up in the not-too-distant future, there could be a tremendous way to sway public opinion should somebody stand up with a clear-cut plan to get the city back on its feet. The people of Los Sueños are hardworking people whose lives are blighted by a series of unfortunate occurrences that have seen their industries slowly stripped away. This is a blue-collar city, and it's time for a leader to speak directly to the people. The project I would propose would ultimately have a significant impact on your campaign or on the campaign of anybody who chose to stand up and restore the city's lost reputation. I'm sure there will be a sizable level of financial support available for the right, daring candidate, one who is willing to stand up and offer something fresh, something appealing, a stance that blue-collar families will welcome, understand, and support. All that we would need in return is their voice and unwavering support for the upcoming legislature discussion regarding the expansion of offshore drilling services. I'm free next week if you would like to talk further. Kind regards, Sven Anderson Lincoln." So this email from Anderson Lincoln to Governor Sanchez follows up on a recent meeting, highlighting the negative press affecting Petro United and the struggling economy of Los Sueños. Essentially, Lincoln is offering a mutually beneficial deal, political and financial support in return for backing the offshore drilling initiative. If we look around Anderson Lincoln's office, we can see confidential papers for Los Sueños Infrastructure Alliance, which we learn in evidence is the company that Anderson Lincoln is the CEO of. Also around the office, we find model ships and oil rigs for Titan Petroleum Solutions. Reaching the top floor, we can find another email that reads, "Good evening, Raul. I hope you and Lucia are well. Thank you for your message. Please see below the email I sent your employer, confirming the continued services you and Lucia will provide them. This storm is going to be a big one, something like we've never seen before. Stay safe, my friend. I'll see you soon, and much love to Lucia. Andrew." The attached email reads, "Dear Mr. Anderson Lincoln, thank you for your email and the concern you are demonstrating to our staff ahead of this hurricane. We are delighted to hear that you and your family are safe and well at home. We are pleased to confirm that we are resuming our services. As our most valued customer, we are happy to report that both Raul and Lucia have greatly accepted your offer of a residency position for them during this coming period. Both Raul and Lucia will come to offer the same extended services as per your contract, and have said they are willing to work extra hours as necessary during this uncertain period. They would also like to extend their thanks for offering your home as a safe haven for their children. However, all four are currently out of town." So this email is just a confirmation that Raul and his wife Lucia will continue to work for Anderson Lincoln and live in the mansion during the hurricane. And that is all the interesting bits of lore I could find on the map, so let's look at some evidence. First, we have a defaced family portrait with a smashed glass cover and a gilded frame. The water-damaged portrait is of Anderson Lincoln's family. The group responsible for entering the premises defaced the photo and cut marks into it using a sharp object. Next, we have a series of documents found hidden on the scene. They detail the alleged connection between Sven Anderson Lincoln and a number of prolific organizations that specialize in fossil fuel retrieval. The email reads, "Good morning, Owen. You have no doubt read about all the capitulation of Debanco last week. It would be remiss of me not to reinforce the importance of this long-term Los Sueños infrastructure. Now is the time to push forward and utilize the gap in the market to make Titan Petroleum Solutions the dominant name in fuel recovery and supply. With the instability right now, the project could easily yield enough to get the interest of people up and down the West Coast, which will only help the other endeavors we have talked about. You and I have spoken at length regarding the instability within the city right now, and if this project gets over the line, the boost it will give not only the economy but the morale of the people will overshadow any noise people make about the environment or the proximity of the platform to any fault lines. It would place the TPS group into the heart of Los Sueños' infrastructure and likely earn the backing of those looking to make the most of the upcoming campaign trails. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on the recent development. Kind regards, Sven Anderson Lincoln, CEO of Los Sueños Infrastructure Alliance." And finally, we have the phone of Tobias Gibson, repaired by the LSPD after allegedly being broken intentionally. A text from an unknown number can be seen on the phone screen. The text reads, "Gibson, time is now. Use UPF for house task. Find Sal. Media should see violence. Never forget what you know." And Gibson, no activity seen. You are still in warehouse. Do not be inebriated. You are needed. You play a significant role. Take UPF and go now. And with that, let's talk about a few things. Okay, so let's talk about energy. Energy in Los Sueños has been an issue for a while now. We know 3 major things regarding energy in Los Sueños. 1, from the 4U gas station, we learn that there is a derelict dam that no longer supports the city. 2, at the Minejet facility, we find a poster discussing rolling blackouts hitting the city. And 3, at Port Hoken, we learn that Los Sueños' major natural gas company, Blue Fuel, is facing issues due to their natural gas reserves being on the brink of exhaustion. This issue has stirred apprehensions about the city's energy stability and the immediate path forward. Anderson Lincoln's strategy appears to capitalize on the energy crisis in Los Sueños as a means to advance his business and political goals. The city's energy instability, highlighted by derelict dam, rolling blackouts, and dwindling natural gas reserves, present a critical challenge. Anderson Lincoln seems to view this crisis as an opportunity to promote offshore drilling, positioning his companies as key players in addressing the energy shortage. By framing the offshore drilling project as a solution to the city's energy problems, Anderson Lincoln aims to present himself and his companies as essential for economic and energy stability. In his emails, Anderson Lincoln suggests that these events have created a market gap that his companies can fill, by positioning his companies as a necessary response to the current energy crisis. Anderson Lincoln seeks to gain both market dominance and political support. The strategic push for offshore drilling is presented not just as a business opportunity, but also as a solution to the city's broader energy and economic challenges. Now, all of this, juxtaposed with the mysterious text Tobias Gibson received, to me, suggests that someone is trying to keep Los Sueños down. While Anderson Lincoln is trying to cut corners in environmental safety concerns, it appears that his overall intentions are somewhat good. Los Sueños is on the verge of an energy crisis, and he has a way to fix it, while also lining his pockets and gaining political power. Now, whoever sent Tobias that text doesn't want this to happen. We know Tobias has slowly assumed control of the UPF, and in doing so, caused them to become increasingly more violent. This is likely under the order of this unknown individual who gave him the go-ahead text to assault the mansion, likely due to Anderson Lincoln closing in on this deal with the governor. Now, who this mysterious unknown person is, we don't know. USIA, FISA, MLO, another acronym, we just don't know, but this may be an indication that this shadow organization is becoming bolder. And if they are actually becoming bolder, who knows what their next target could be.